In the 9th century, the northern winds carried terror across the English shores. Peace had long lived in this ancient monastery, until the fog itself began to move. The monks prayed through the night, unaware that shadows were gathering beyond the sea. The fog began to part, and something ancient emerged from the darkness. Dragons, longships cut through the waters, like wolves descending upon sheep. The Northmen had arrived. They struck with fury, swords flashing like lightning against the stone walls. The monastery fell. Flames rose toward heaven, but as quickly as they came, the Vikings vanished into the mist. The sea reclaimed its silence. One monk survived. He stood among the ashes, staring at the empty horizon, and wondered, was this the end of an era, or the beginning of something darker?
To answer that question, we must travel backward in time. Into the dark, frozen hell of Scandinavia. This was the homeland of the Vikings. It was not a land of life, but a merciless realm of ice and stone, where brutal, endless winters left the soil barren and dead. For these northern tribes, survival was a daily war against nature itself. They faced a grim, inescapable choice: to starve slowly upon the dead snow of their homeland, or to build legendary longships and take what they needed by force. The ocean was their only path to life, and this unforgiving world hardened them into warriors who knew no fear. The primary tool of their vengeance was a masterpiece of ancient engineering: the Viking longship. Its shallow draft design allowed it to strike where no deep-sea vessel dared. They moved like ghosts, navigating shallow rivers to strike deep into the heart of unsuspecting lands. Beside their ships, they carried the iconic bearded axe, a lightweight, lethal extension of their will. Designed to hook shields and split helmets with a single, devastating blow. Together, the ship and the axe turned a starving people into the most feared raiders in history. They appeared from nowhere, destroying everything, and vanished before any army could respond. They were a storm of steel, a nightmare that no prayer could stop.
But what made the Vikings truly unstoppable was not their weapons, but their minds. They possessed a terrifying psychological advantage. They desired to die in battle. To them, death was not an end, but a glorious invitation to the halls of the gods. The Valkyries would descend from the sky to claim the souls of the bravest fallen warriors. They were carried straight to Valhalla, the majestic hall of Odin, the All-Father. In this sacred realm, they would feast, drink, and fight for all eternity. Their enemies soon realized a horrifying truth: you cannot threaten a man with death, when he views that death as his ultimate, immortal glory.
What began as small hit-and-run raids soon evolved into an apocalyptic wave of global conquest. The dragon ships no longer sailed alone. They gathered by the hundreds, forming massive fleets. The Grey Heathen army had arrived, marching across broken kingdoms with unstoppable power. They sailed deep into the heart of France, laying siege to the magnificent walls of Paris itself. The wealthiest kings of Europe were forced to hide behind their gates, trembling in fear. They paid massive ransoms in pure gold just to buy temporary peace from the Northmen. From the rivers of Russia to the Mediterranean, the old order of the medieval world was shattered. They were no longer mere pirates. They were conquerors, rewriting human history with blood and iron.
The storm of the Viking Age lasted for 3 brutal centuries before finally fading into history. Their longships sank into the deep and their axes turned to dust, yet they never truly vanished. Today, their footprints are everywhere. Their DNA still flows through the bloodlines of modern Europe. We speak their ancient Norse language every single day, using words like sky, knife, and die. Even the days of our week still honor their old gods, from Thor's Day to Odin's Day. But this general overview is only the beginning of the saga. The untamed North holds deeper, darker secrets. Stay tuned, as the epic empires will return with a dedicated deep dive series into the brutal legends of the Vikings. Subscribe now to claim your place in our shield wall, and if the spirit of the North stir within your soul, type Valhalla awaits in